One of my relocation clients recently asked me, Kristin, how do you do it? How do you live this life where you can just travel wherever you want, whenever you want? And how have you been doing it for so long? I recently helped her and her husband and their dog move to Spain. And this question really had me thinking over the past few weeks. So I wanted to make this video for you to share how exactly I have achieved this level of freedom. And at such a young age, since I was only 20 years old, where I work remotely and I can travel wherever and I run my business from anywhere. And it's something I've never shared on YouTube before. Before you say, okay, you just have rich parents or you have an inheritance or you're born into money or something like that, we need to go back to the beginning, because I first started working at 14 years old, or training to work as a lifeguard in Florida. I wasn't actually allowed to work until I was 15, but I've found a way to live this freedom lifestyle ever since. So at first, I was able to fund my travels based on saving money at my almost minimum wage job, working in retail at a surf shop, working as a lifeguard, waiting tables throughout college, and also applying for scholarships. So the first thing that you need to do is first establish if you have the desire to travel, if you have the desire to live abroad, and then whatever job you have now, make that a path towards getting there, or at least make that the first step. So of course, my quality of travel and the cost of travel was a lot lower when I was making less money, but I didn't let making a small amount of money hold me back from traveling. Everything I made, I saved for travel, and I would have to sacrifice other things like having nice clothes or nice sunglasses or going out to eat with friends, and I just saved everything for travel. So I was able to do this as a high school student, I was able to do it in college, and ultimately I studied abroad to be able to spend an entire year of university away in Costa Rica and also Australia. So of course the cost of going to college is very high in some places, especially in the United States, but I was able to offset that cost by applying for scholarships, working really hard to get them, and also using all of my savings for study abroad as well. And an interesting thing happened when I first got to Costa Rica in 2002. That was the first time I ever lived abroad. And although I was on a scholarship there, I noticed that everything cost less than it did in the United States. And I kind of thought it was just a fluke until I spent the next semester in Australia. And during that year in 2003, the US dollar to Australian dollar exchange rate was really strong. So pretty much everything in Australia cost about half the price as it did in the US. I was spending less money for rent with an oceanfront apartment than I did living in a dorm in Orlando, Florida. And so I realized that although the idea of traveling for leisure and luxury travel can be very expensive, living abroad doesn't have to be. So if you have in your mind that you need to have this huge budget to be able to live in another country, it could be that after the initial expenses of buying a plane ticket or shipping your stuff or paying a security deposit and rent, you can actually get your cost of living down pretty low. So in this sense, this whole idea of being able to live this lifestyle is all about your mindset. It's about identifying that this is important to you, that being able to travel and live in other countries is important to you. And then it's also realizing that you can do it, even if you don't have some high-paying job. After you've decided that you want to live abroad or you want to travel as a digital nomad or roaming retiree, the next step is to take action. So while you might be able to save money to be able to travel short term, or maybe even take a sabbatical and travel around the world for a year or so, you really do need to have some sort of recurring income to be able to live this lifestyle long term. Now, for some people who have passive income or a pension or retirement income, that's all sorted. But if you're still looking for a job, or you're wondering what kind of job can I do that lets me travel the world, well, there are a lot of options. So just to recap so far, my first source of income was working minimum wage jobs in the US, saving that money for travel. My second source of income was scholarships that allowed me to travel to different countries. And the third source of income was actually getting a job in another country. Now, for me, I would hustle and wait wait tables, teach surf lessons, and I also owned a real estate company in Central America. But for you, the path might look different. If you're studying abroad like me at the beginning, then you could use that as a way to be able to go abroad. But if you're over 18 or you've graduated and you're up to around 30 years old, there's something called a working holiday visa that can allow you to work in other countries for usually up to a year, and then you can renew it. So there's a lot of countries that offer this. Australia and New Zealand are two of the more popular ones. And I actually interviewed a woman for my podcast who used the working holiday visa in Australia to stay there for a couple of years. And she did everything from selling ice cream, working at an ice cream shop, to working as a nanny and living with a family there. So there's a lot of different job opportunities that you can get there, and you can actually apply for jobs under this visa. Or you could go for something a little bit different. So most countries have not just a working holiday visa, but also a skilled worker visa or some type of work permit. So if you already have a skill that you would like to offer there, then there could be a route to that. Or you could find a job or a company that can sponsor you to get that paperwork. I have a friend who watches this channel who got a visa to work in the Netherlands with Booking.com. He's a developer, I believe, so had some tech skills there. So this is a way to go there and not working remotely, but to work with a company in person. And I have other colleagues and clients who've worked in Singapore, in the Middle East, and all around the world by working physically at companies there. Now, another route to be able to have this kind of lifestyle is to get either a business or freelance visa or a digital nomad visa. So digital nomad visas have been around for the last couple of years, but business and freelance visas have been around for longer. So the difference here is if you want to work in this country in person or if you want to work remotely, and sometimes there's a little bit of overlap there with the freelance visas. If you want to become a digital nomad and you've never worked remotely or you've never worked online before, then having your own business and website can be one path to get you there. That's where our sponsor, Hostinger, can help. Whether you're looking to start a travel blog, build a freelancing portfolio, or even launch an e-commerce store, you need a website and hosting platform that's affordable, reliable, and easy to use. With Hostinger's plans, you get everything you need to get started in minutes. Even if you're completely new to building websites, you can get a free domain and email, unlimited free migration, and they even have an AI website builder and a no-code drag and drop website builder. Plus, they offer unbeatable performance, lightning fast server speeds, and 24/7 customer support to help you along the way. Another thing I love about Hostinger is how much value you get for the money. Their plans start at just a couple of dollars per month and are packed with premium features that other web hosting companies charge extra for. Plus, right now, you can save even more by using my exclusive link below this video and the code Traveling with Kristin and get an extra 10% off. So if you're ready to take the first step towards earning an online income or pursuing a project you're passionate about, then head right over to hostinger.com/travelingwithkristin and take advantage of this limited time offer. Plus, if you act fast, you can save even more with their exclusive Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. There are a lot of different ways you can make money online, and I wrote about a lot of them in my book, Digital Nomads for Dummies. But one of my friends who runs a travel channel on YouTube also has a website where he sells travel guides. And this one guide for one single city in Europe has allowed him enough income to have a really successful business and also offer other spin-off products from there. So whether you're selling Adobe presets or you're hosting your own online course, there are so many things that you can do. And I'll also link to videos that I made on how to make money online, how to make money with side hustles, and also how to find high-paying remote jobs in this video's description. So my primary source of income in this career bucket for a long time was earning money through real estate commissions or properties that I sold in Central America, countries such as Nicaragua, Costa Rica, and Panama. Also rental commissions, so renting properties and charging money as a property manager. I did a lot of this online. I actually was selling real estate remotely in Nicaragua from Costa Costa Rica as early as 2008. So there wasn't any kind of how-to guide to do that or business plan. It was just taking a skill that I had and expertise in the real estate industry and then matching it up with the technology and very slow internet that was available at the moment and just being able to get by with that. After my real estate career, it was really a natural transition to go into relocation after that, because through real estate, I just naturally helped people with relocating to these different countries, because if you buy a piece of real estate somewhere, you also want to know the different ways that you can go to the country, getting residency, how to move your pets, what kind of schools to enroll your kids in, and all of the other logistics that go along with relocations. And so that was my next job. I started my own relocation consulting service in 2011, and I spent the next 10, 12 years doing that full time. I would travel all around the world. I would visit different countries and experience what it was like to stay there and investigate and research how to move to those countries. And then I would help my clients move there. So I started small. I started with helping people move to Costa Rica, Panama, and Canada. And then I expanded from there, and I've now helped people move to upwards of 40 different countries. So of course, you don't have to start a relocation business to be able to live this type of lifestyle, but it's just another example of taking a skill that you already have and just offering it as a service. When I first started, I charged $1,000, and I would DM people on Facebook and Instagram and say that I could help them move to Costa Rica. And maybe that looked a little bit weird in hindsight, but people gave me a chance. I got testimonials, they told their friends about it, and all of a sudden I had a really booming business. Eventually, after doing the same thing for many years, you might feel like you want a new challenge in your career. For me, it was adding new countries to the list of places that I could help clients move to, but I also felt a need to really express myself creatively through content. I always really enjoyed photography. I liked to write when I was a kid. I always scored really well on the writing portion of standardized tests and not so good on the math portion. But I felt like this creative outlet was missing in my life. And even though I had a successful business, a great lifestyle, and could just jet set all around the world in my 20s and 30s, I felt like I wanted to contribute more to the world and challenge myself more in my own life. And that is when one of my business coaches suggested that I buy a video camera and start documenting all of the things I was doing and how I did it. So I bought a camera back in 2012 or 2013, and I did use it to make a few videos for my old business, but it wasn't until 2017 that I took it seriously, and I actually bought a small Canon camera and a GoPro, and for about 7 or 8 months in 2017, I filmed everything that I did. I spent a few weeks in Estonia and a few weeks in Poland, and I just sat there and researched how to make videos. I taught myself how to use editing software, and I taught myself how to start a YouTube channel, and I launched my YouTube channel in December of 2017, and that kicked off a whole nother phase of my life that was all related to how to create content online and how to create a personal brand, and ultimately how to monetize the content I was creating. I don't even want to say how much money I've spent over the years on video production and editors and courses and coaches and programs about how to be successful at doing this, because it was a really big shift to go from real estate and working in a normal business to creating content and not losing a lot of money in the process. So I did invest tens of thousands of dollars in this career change, and I also made less money during those first years when I was starting out on YouTube, because I spent more time doing that and was working maybe part-time in relocations instead of full-time, and a lot of time sunk into filming videos, making videos, publishing videos when my channel wasn't monetized and I didn't have any traffic to be able to sell things or use affiliate links or anything like that. But now it's been 6-7 years that I've been publishing videos on YouTube. I've had a podcast for more than 5 years, and I was writing on Medium, blogging, and was able to generate extra income from these other activities that I didn't have when I only worked in relocations. And so throughout all of that time that I was learning, I was still traveling and I was still honing those skills. So it just goes to show that you don't have to be an expert in something to be able to travel, to be able to live abroad. You can find a low-paying job or live off of retirement income or whatever income that you have while you're building new skills to be able to start another business. And even when the pandemic happened and no one was moving anywhere, no one was relocating for at least a year, I had to pivot and do something else as well. My YouTube channel wasn't making enough money to live on. I think I might have been making like $100 a month then from YouTube and spending way more on it. So what I did was I listened to my own advice. I took an inventory of all of my skills and I objectively looked at which ones can I do now that will be a fast way to make money today. For me, that was with writing, that was with video editing. So I started writing a lot on Medium. I published something every week and I made money through the Medium Partner Program, upwards of thousands of dollars for a single article, depending on how many people read that article. And that was a way I sustained myself along with creating videos for other businesses. I created social media ads, promotional videos, even talking head videos with the owners of, accounting firms, law firms. And I just reached out to people in my network on Facebook, on LinkedIn, through friends, and just through word of mouth and direct outreach, I was able to get enough clients to be able to pay the bills, pay my rent, etc. So today I earn income in a lot of different ways. The number one source of income for me, which has been the same since 2011, is through my relocation services. So I charge one-on-one consulting fees for phone calls. I have a program called Ready to Relocate that I have been helping people move with this program since 2021. That's a combination of online information based with individual personalized support from me. And then I also have income that comes peripherally from other businesses that are related to my core relocation business. So what I do, what my purpose is to help you move to other countries, to help you slow travel in other countries, to help you see more of the world. With some people, I do that by working one-on-one with you directly. For other people, it might be through watching my free videos and getting information about these topics. For other people, it could be listening to my podcast and listening to the interviews that I have with other people and how they were able to have alternative lifestyles. And for other people, it could be buying my books like Digital Nomads for Dummies or my new book, Moving Abroad for Dummies. And through all of these activities, through all of these ways that I add value to the world, I also receive an income. So anytime you are offering a service, you are offering something of value, and money is an exchange for that value. And each activity you do might have a different value attached to it. So doing a one-on-one phone call with somebody could create a certain amount of money versus publishing a YouTube video. YouTube videos can earn different amounts of money. My highest earning video has made more than $40,000 for a single video, but then I have other videos that have never even made $100. So it really depends on how well that video does. Another way that YouTubers can earn an income here on YouTube is through AdSense. So we earn money based on how many people watch a video, how long they watch a video, what the demographics are of the people who are watching the videos, what the topics of the videos are. There's a lot of different factors there, but that's one way that YouTubers can make income. Brand deals are another revenue stream that I didn't have before, but I have developed in recent years. And as with anything, this starts really small. At first, if you're creating a platform or a personal brand, you might start receiving offers to get free product from people. Maybe they offer you $100 for a promotion, maybe $500, and then it can go up and up from there exponentially. exponentially. And I don't know what the ceiling is for brand deals. It's probably, I think people like Mr. Beast, I think probably charge millions of dollars. I don't know for sure, but it's something that can grow with you as your platform grows and as your brand grows. And the more people you can reach, the more value that you can add. With brand deals, I'm very picky with the companies I work with. You might see the same companies on my channel month after month, year after year. Companies such as Wise and Rosetta Stone and Hostinger and Skillshare. And this is because these are companies that I believe in their products and they offer value, and I want to bring your attention to those. So brand deals is a way I make money, as well as through affiliate income if there are products or services that I recommend, through my newsletter, which you can sign up for at travelingwithkristin.com/subscribe, as well as in the descriptions of my videos, and also comments that you might see pinned under each video depending what the topic is about. Other ways I create income is through writing. As I mentioned, I used to write on Medium, and I have my second book coming out soon that you can also pre-order in the description below. And then there's also other sorts of partnerships, joint ventures, and even speaking engagements and other types of special products that can also be a source of income. So I'm working on some new announcements for next year that hopefully will go through, and hopefully I can share those with you as well. But being very vocal about topics that you know a lot about, not only can you attract more attention for your business and get more leads that way, but you can also attract the attention of other companies and brands that want to work with you and that want to partner with you. And so that's why I encourage a lot of people when I used to do remote career coaching to really talk about whatever it is that you work at and that you like to do. Choose a platform that you like the most, post about what you know, be consistent at it, and 5 years from now, 6 years from now, 10 years from now, you can have a quite bigger business that is just built on you sharing your knowledge from your area of expertise with other people in that industry who want to hear from you, or potential customers and clients that you want to solve problems for. Your next step now is to watch one of these videos next, either on how to become a digital nomad and how to make money online, plus places you can live for less than $1,000 or $1,500 per month.